Hello, my name is Aime Valentin. So in this video, we're going to be talking about different cultural events that we had worked on this project of Confront culture. And everyone is going to be having a time to lead this conversation where he or she will explore two food culture and one field log that he had worked on field research. So I'm going to start with the two cultural events, which is the first one is Tlingit Potlatch, and the second one is tailgating. With the Tlingit Potlatch, first of all, we need to understand what is a Tlingit. Tlingit is a tribe of Native Americans who are located in northwestern region of America and Canada, and this tribe is living on fishing, because you understand that they live on the coast of the Pacific Ocean, so they live on fishing and hunting. The main food that they consume is only the fishing, the fishes, of course, fishes and other aquatic animals like seal and jellyfishes and other aquatic animals. So potlatch was a ceremony that was organized by a wealthiest family, a family with high rank, high social rank, and this family had to invite different guests from different classes in the society of Tlingit people, and then after, when they have been invited, this host family had to provide as many food, as much large quantity of food as possible. It is said that the host family had to provide more than enough food to those people, to those guests, and it also have to provide the gifts to everyone who attended this ceremony. So this potlatch, Tlingit Potlatch, happened to be a very important kind of ceremony, because it helped the people in that society to be together, which enhanced the unity between the people of Tlingit Potlatch. So this potlatch also happened to be a good time for the parents to give the heritage to their children when they are being old, or they are like getting to their end. So it happened to be a good time for the parents to give heritage to their children. For the tailgating was a kind of ceremony originated in America in 1800 years, and it happened to be a ceremony where the fans or the supporters of different teams were before the match, before the American football match, they have to come and camp near the ground, near the football ground, and then they used to come with the grills or the stove where they can maybe cook different fast food like hamburgers, like chicken meat, and other kinds of fast food, where this kind of fast food help the people to share, because with fast food you can easily share with your friend or with your relative. So this tailgating was a good ceremony or kind of event that united people, like the fans of different teams, because they used to come from different parts of the country, and they have to be together, which also enhances kind of the unity. That can be considered as the commonality between tailgating and the potlatch, because they all share the same concept of putting people together and share something they have in common. So about my field log, I worked on cassava leaves, or Isombe in Rwanda, and I visited a woman near the campus, and she explained to me more about Isombe. She told me that Isombe was a kind of important kind of food in Rwanda since a very long time ago, because even the ancient Rwandans had used to consume this kind of Isombe, because it is Isombe or cassava leaves. Those are the leaves of cassava, it was uh, known as the food that can be accessed by everyone. It doesn't require for someone to be rich or poor in order to access or to have those kind of cassava leaves. So this isombe or cassava leaves were used in different ceremonies like Cuisine. Cuisine was the best or the most important event, cultural event where isombe were consumed because these isombe were considered as um, the sign of um, when a baby, there is a newborn in the family, they had to serve isombe to other children in order to show that the in order to show or to it was like a sign of good health of that child because isombe is kind of green and green in cultural significance of for Rwandan it's green means like healthier or like good life. So since isombe was served to those children, it was like a significance of a good health of the newborn. So that was my field log, and I think maybe you have some questions. If there is one question, maybe I can answer, or if you can have some concerns about my field log and just to culture, then I can answer.
Yes, I have one question. Is there any commonality between the fieldwork you conducted and the two you make research about?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think there is one commonality. Um, for example, if I take Tlingit Potlatch, during Tlingit Potlatch, they used to there was a ritual of like praying before starting the potlatch, before maybe starting feasting or gifting. They had to pray their God. And even in the field, while maybe in that ceremony of quitisna or naming a baby, where they used to consume isombe, they had to, before starting the event, they had to sing and adore the God of the ancient Rwandans. So you see that both cultures used to respect God in their everyday life. So that's why they had to maybe to make rituals that that showed that they respect God in their culture.
So what about the differences? We talked only about commonalities. What about the differences between the three cultures that you came to tell us?
So about the differences, if I take an example of like if I try to compare the tailgating and the potlatch, though both used to bring people together and share about different food and different gifts. But with Tringet potlatch, uh, the gifting or giving gifts to different guests was the most important section or part of the event. But with the tailgating, there is no kind of like offering gifts to people. You only bring different things or different kind of foods or different kind of tailgating games or tailgating recipes, and then you share with your friends or relatives. But you don't really need to give gifts to people. But in Trinidad Potlatch, the gifting part was the most important section of the event. Yeah. So maybe I think I'm done. Let's give another place to Martine in order to continue with it.
Yeah, thank you. Are you ready for my presentation?
Of course.
Yes, I'm going to talk about three things. Firstly, I'm going to talk about Hawai Poi. Secondly, I will talk about Japanese rice. And thirdly, I will talk about the field work that I've conducted about Gutwikurura or liberation in English. Hawai Poi is an important traditional food in the Hawaiian lives. It is a nutritious sticky food with a sweet flavor. Historians think that Hawaii was the food that the first people who land on Hawaii land were mainly living with, because they think that this food was developed by the first people to arrive on the island. So this shows that this poi is really valued in the culture of Hawaiians, as they think that it sustained the lives of the first people to land, it will also sustain their lives in the future. So Hawai Poi is prepared by using taro leaves. Taro is a plant which has big roots, and these roots are taken out and they are smashed using stones, and they produce a sticky substance whereby they add water to make it moist. So this food is prepared by someone who is pure. That is to say, who doesn't have uh, things that can lead to the dirtiness of the food of the poi. That is to say that they have to remove the necklaces that they wear. They have to remove the bracelets, and they have to remove the nail polish and to tie their hair backwards so that the food is not um, contaminated. So this poi is really important in the Hawaiian lives, as I mentioned, and it is really valued in their tradition, whereby they bring the food at the table, and everybody around enjoys the food with smiles and everything, because it's not allowed to have conflicts while eating poi. Uh, Going to Japanese rice. Japanese rice is also a food that is important in the Japanese lives. This rice is called gohan in Japanese, and it also means food. So for every food that they eat, they add the word gohan to mean rice or food. So, Hana food. Um, Japanese rice was also used in the ancient times, whereby they used the rice to as a mean of currency, whereby they use it to exchange goods. They exchange for example, they could buy a table and they exchange it with rice because it was the currency of the country. This food is really important because also they eat it on each meal that they take. If there is no rice on the table, they say that they have not eaten anything. So this rice is really have the Japanese have really they are really attached to the rice because it provides them with all they need in their lives. Going to Gutwikurura ceremony, it was the thing that I worked on in my vlog. I went to Gutwikurura ceremony whereby I asked questions regarding the ceremony, how it is conducted, what rituals are there, and all the information that I could get. And I found that Gutwikurura or unveiling is a ceremony that was performed in the ancient times, whereby it occurred after the wedding, each wedding ceremony, and it occurred two weeks after, whereby they needed to show the bride off to the community, showing the couple that they are welcome in their new life. In that ceremony, they performed different things. Firstly, they brought gifts to the family, to the newly couple. They brought materials that they will need to use in their households, such as the plates, the chairs, everything, the things that they will need to use in their daily lives. This was brought by the the family of the woman, because it is the one which was in charge of installing those materials in the house for the couple to use them. Also, in this ceremony, there is a ritual which occurs, which is called Guchagasati, which means to cut the hair of the bride, and this thing is done to show the couple, to wish them good luck in their new life. Another thing that they do in Gutwikurura is to share milk, or whereby the couple drink milk and they give it to children, both a girl and a boy, to which that this ceremony is done as a sign or a symbol which symbolizes that the couple will have very many children. After these ceremonies and rituals, the families and the new couple sit together and they share food, whereby they discuss and they enjoy. After they just the family lives and the new couple lives a normal life. So after hearing these rituals and cultures that I've been talking about, do you have anything to add, or do you have any new supplement or a new thing that I can learn?
Thank you. You have been presenting about Hawaiian Poi, Japanese rice, and even Gutwikurura. And I want to focus on those kinds of food that have been like the main types of food in those culture, either in Hawaii and even in Japanese. So if we take, for example, on Japanese rice, nowadays even in Rwanda, rice is one of the most important consumed food. So are we going to say that maybe this culture, this kind of food, like rice, to incorporate it in the Rwandan culture, is it like copying or imitating the culture of others? Like if we say to the rice is the Japanese cultural food, so are we going to say that we have imitated or we have copied the culture of others into Rwandan culture?
Well, Joella, do you have anything?
Yes, I think that in ancient time in Rwanda, rice was not a cultural food. Um, that's what I think. It means that Rwanda has copied that food culture of Japan.
And that is what we call enculturation. Can we call that enculturation in terms of as acquiring the culture of other countries?
I don't think so, because acculturation mainly it is so it's all about for someone to like someone in a given culture to understand different cultural activities like languages, like other different rituals that are practiced in that culture in order to be incorporated in that same culture. For example, we've been talking about maybe Gutwikurura. So when a child, like a girl or a boy, when he or she's born, then as he grew up, he or she will be learning how to maybe to conduct this Gutwikurura in order so that maybe when it comes to a time when he or she's going to have a wedding, then he will be or she will be ready, or she will be having enough skills, enough knowledge about how this Gutwikurura event go and the meaning of each and every activities or rituals practiced in this culture. I'm not sure about how we call that to copy or imitate the culture of others and put it into your own culture, but acculturations is all about understanding different activities or rituals in that culture in order for you to be able to be familiar in that culture. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. So Joella, can you share with us what we found from the research you made?
Yes, I've been working on 2 food menu and one cultural food creativity in the food research. The first type of menu I've been working on is the Hindu wedding food. The second is a Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine, and in the feedlog I've been working on the Sorghum, which is Rukacarara in Rwandan culture. So about the Hindu wedding food, I can see that in India there is two subculture, the one in the north and the other in the south. In the northern wedding ceremonies, mainly they eat meat because they are rich people and they have to show off, so they have to prepare expensive dishes. So they eat meat and other sweet food. And about the southern Hindu wedding ceremony, they eat mostly rice and other vegetables because they are vegetarian, they don't eat meat. So about that two culture, there are something they have in common because in wedding ceremony they have to prepare the cake for the couple, and also the rice is common in those two wedding ceremony. I mean in the northern and southern wedding ceremony. And during Hindu wedding ceremony, there are some rituals that are performed. For example, throwing the rice through to the couple, which is a sign of wishing them to have many children. So it is a sign of prosperity. There is also another rituals whereby they mix a paste of cumin seeds with brown sugar, which means that the couple have to share the bitterness and sweetness in their future life. Those are the two rituals that are performed in Hindu wedding ceremonies. So about the Pennsylvania Dutch cuisine, there is not much to say about that, but I can say that their dishes are related to the seasons. For example, in summer they have specific food they eat. In winter they have specific food they eat also. In other seasons. Regarding to the feedlog I have conducted, I have been working on sorghum dough, which is Rukacarara in Rwandan culture. So in Rwandan culture, that specific food was eaten during Umuganura, which is a harvest ceremony, which occurred in August in every year. During that ceremony, there is some rituals which were performed, such as offerings to their gods. I don't know the name of their gods, but they offered some offerings to their gods and performed some dances as sign of being thankful because they have
Harvesting.
yes, they have harvested enough during that period. Also, they have to share some fruits, including that sorghum dough, beans, and some beverages such as urwagwa in Rwandan culture. It is a traditional drink. What I can say also about Rukacarara, it is the way it was cooked. So they have to cook it in a traditional saucepan. Also, the beans that they served with, there was no oil, so they cook the beans without oil. Those are the things I can say about the Rukacarara in modern culture. So Martine, have you seen anything about what I've been saying?
Yes, well, I saw many commonalities, mainly on the Hindu wedding ceremony. Hindu wedding ceremony seems a little bit similar to Gutwikurura, which has been said, whereby those rituals that you told us that they perform as a sign of wishing the couple to have many children, those of having the peers which were mixed with rice, if I am not mistaken, and throwing them to the couple. It is similar to the ritual that they do in Gutwikurura, which is to to share milk with the children, a young boy and a young girl, with the intention of showing that the couple will know how to take care of their children because they have many children, both boys and girls. So I've seen that commonality, but also there are some differences that I've noticed in the weddings, such as when you talked about about
Hindu wedding.
yes, when you talk,
ceremony.
yes,
When I talk about what?
Hindu wedding ceremony, and you say that there is they pray to their gods. In the wedding they pray to their gods. I don't think in Gutwikurura there is a ceremony whereby they pray and give food to their gods in the culture of Rwanda. So that's one similar difference that I've noticed in those two weddings. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe also let me add something. When among all those cultures that we've been talking about, be it Tlingit Potlatch for me and tailgating, Japanese rice and Hawaiian Poi and wedding, Hindu wedding and then Pennsylvania. So I have noticed one thing that is the ceremonies, all the cultural ceremonies that bring people together. Like in Tlingit Potlatch, it was all about like inviting the guest for the host family had to invite the guest and give them food and gifts. And even in tailgating, there is the gathering of people from like fans or the supporters of different teams from different regions, and they come in the camp somewhere around the football match ground, and then they have to to come and share different things and different food, which is a sign of like uniting people. And even when people are sharing rice at home or when they are sharing Hawaiian Poi, those were the kinds of foods that were important in their culture. And when the people are gathered and they are sharing that, maybe that was a sign of unity among those societies. And even I think in the wedding, in Hindu wedding, it's also about um, joining the families of the bride and the groom and share those things. So there is kind of events or cultural events that have to bring people together, which shows that in all cultures unity is maybe it's the most important thing that is considered in all cultures. And I want us to maybe to explore a little bit about different anthropological terms that may be found in our work, either in those cultural food events or on our field logs. So I can start with ethnocentrism. When I was on the field log, my subject was telling me that nowadays the food we are consuming from different other cultures, from Western kinds of food, American kinds of food, they are the ones to cause us different diseases, which shows that they are proud of traditional foods rather than the modern foods. So they are judging the foods from different parts of the world, considering the traditional food as the best ones to consume. So they are like they judge those kinds of food, and they want us, the new generation, to understand that the traditional foods are the best, like the modern kind of food. So that is a kind of ethnocentrism. So if there is, if you,
Yes, also from the field research that I conducted, there is this woman who told me that nowadays the culture has changed. That is to say, the people have acquired new cultures, which are not like for the ancient times. For example, in today's ceremony of unrevealing or Gutwikurura, the people are most of the time tend to rush with the ceremony, and they do it in the shortest possible time, because they do the ceremony of the wedding and revealing on the same day. Previously in the past it was done 2 weeks after the wedding, but now they are doing it just right after the wedding. So this woman told me that people are acquiring new cultures from different places where they go, and they want to bring that thing in also in Rwanda, which shows acculturation in a sense, in a way. Yeah.
So another thing is subculture, which means that in a society there are different cultures. And I found that in Hindu wedding ceremonies, in India, there is different subcultures. As I've been saying, in the north they don't have uh, the same values or rituals as in the south. So this is subculture, so that in the same society there might be different cultures where people don't have the same culture or the same values or the same principles.
Even when we're looking at maybe tailgating, the way tailgating is being conducted in American culture, the fans, as I have mentioned it, like the fans or the supporters of those teams which are going to have maybe a football match, they come maybe one day before the actual match, and they camp nearby the ground, and they with their wheels and their long chairs, and they play different tailgating games, and they share different tailgating recipes. And that is the culture of American. But in Rwanda or in other different cultures, I don't think this applies for our culture, because when there is like a football match, the fans they only meet maybe with the uniforms. Maybe that is uniforms is commonalities between the way the fans in Rwanda support their teams and the tailgating, because in the tailgating also the fans had to come with maybe with the t-shirts or the hats that shows that the kind of team they are supporting. But in Rwanda they only have those shirts, but they don't share like the foods, or they don't. And another commonality is that they all integrating, and even in the Rwandan culture, before the game, of course, the fans have to be singing like the victory songs for their teams. So that is commonality, but also the difference comes in the fact that in Rwanda, before the match, the fans don't share foods or any kind of beverages. They only meet with their t-shirts that shows the team they are supporting, and they also um, sing the victorious songs. So that's all. We thank you for watching this video. I think it is helpful to you understanding different cultural events, from tailgating and Tlingit Potlatch, and even cassava leaves in Rwanda. And my colleague shared with us about Hawai Poi, Japanese rice, and Gutwikurura, cultural event in Rwanda. And also my friend came to share with us about Hindu wedding, Pennsylvania, Dutch cuisine, and Rukacarara or Sorghum. So I hope this video helped you so much. Thank you very much.